I'm adopted, so basically I think I've always wondered, like, I didn't quite belong anywhere specific, but I felt like I belonged everywhere. So I was a dancer, I was a performer, sang, danced. It's intense. So as a cruise ship performer, we learn about 20 plus shows. I literally took a sip. I was like, light bulb type thing. I was like, how have I never had this?
Welcome to Kasa Connect. Together we're exploring the journeys of entrepreneurs, creatives and change makers shaping the future. From being in musical theatre on cruise ships and traveling around the world to inventing a feel-good drink, Chris just has a brilliant story and I can't wait for you all to hear it. Hi Chris and welcome to Kasa Connect. We're so excited to have you here today.
That is a bright welcome. Thank you so much.
Feel-good energy, we want to inspire that energy in here.
No,
and we've
here.
got your cans in front of us, which is so exciting.
Yeah, I bought all three flavours for you as a
chai,
little gift.
spice and vanilla.
What one sounded appealing to you off the bat?
I said the grapefruit and orange because
Yeah.
I want something just, it's a summer's day, it's hot,
It's
this
super sunny
feels
outside,
like
so
the
we're all
one.
good.
I love the branding, refreshingly adventurous, really great branding. Who did your branding?
So basically,
Which one are you having?
I'm having lemongrass.
Lemongrass. Okay, I'm
ginger.
gonna have that one.
Nice little kick. So this was the OG, by the way. So
Okay.
this was all inspired by me traveling to Vietnam. So this was like the original concept back in 2018.
Is that your favourite flavour?
Do you know what? I do like them all. At the moment, I'm drinking this just because it's super refreshing. Love a little ginger kick. Yeah, it's
Okay.
good. Cheers. Bit of feel good energy. I had someone.
That tastes great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I'm getting. Unexpectedly refreshing. Like.
Can I tell you that generally, just honestly, it tastes better than I even expected.
Yeah. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, which actually quite excites me because think about it, like there's not that much that's sort of like new in the world, new stuff, a bit of a twist, bit different, bit adventurous. So it really captures people's attention and they're like, I think secretly inside they're thinking, nah, don't know about sparkling coffee. Will this work?
Yeah.
And then
sparkling coffee and sparkling coffee with flavors like grapefruit.
Yeah.
So you were inspired by your travel in Vietnam. Was that right?
Yeah. Much of what I've done really has kind of come off the back of like getting out into the world. So I can share with you some.
Yes, please.
So I trained as a dancer.
Okay.
In King's Cross. I did 3 years professional training.
What kind of dance?
So he did everything. So it's from ballet, jazz, contemporary, which I loved.
Yeah.
But I specialised in musical theatre. It felt like there was like a career path there. And as I came to the end, a lot of people say like, because your aim really is to get into the West End, get in some of those big musicals. They said, don't go away, don't do cruise ships, gets you out of the scene and all this. And anyway, I thought, first job I got was a cruise ship right when I graduated. And I just thought, this is perfect. Let me just do it now.
The cruise ship sounds appealing. I mean, if someone offered me a cruise ship kind of work, I would take it, I think.
100%. And it gave me the chance, like I spent 7-8 months leaving Southampton.
Yeah.
I did cruises around Europe. It was like amazing. I got so many different countries that I'd never really get to go to. And then we crossed the Atlantic through 7 days out at sea. You really can't imagine like what it's like when you just got nothing around you. And then we arrived in like Antigua. And then I spent the next like 3 months going around the Caribbean, South Central America.
What was your role on the cruise ship?
So I was a dancer, I was a performer, sang, danced.
Was there a particular musical going on, or was it like different every night?
It's intense. So as a cruise ship performer, we learn about 20 plus shows. Oh, wow. So when you go into rehearsals, every day you learn something new and that's it, you don't go back to it. So once you get out on the ships, every night is like a different, kind of called them bumpers, but could have been a James Bond, could have been like a salsa, you know what I mean? I'm not even sure I said that word right. Salsa.
That sounds so exciting. I'm just picturing it all in my head.
Yeah, so that was early. And then I came back and I landed a really big like Bollywood musical.
Ooh.
So I was in a show called Bombay Dreams.
Okay, nice.
And again, the things, when I look back, when it was happening to me, I didn't necessarily know, but this really started to open my eyes to culture. So there was 3 people that came over from Mumbai and they really helped like create the heart of that show. Yeah. One guy actually grew up from the slums and brought himself up to work with a really big choreographer.
That's so inspiring.
Yeah, and he's sort of, and this was like 25 years ago. So these early things like really got me intrigued with people from around the world.
Yeah.
I'm adopted, so basically I think I've always wondered, even though I was born here, I was born in Hammersmith, grew up in London, there's always been a part of me that's wondered, like I didn't quite belong anywhere specific, but I felt like I belonged everywhere. So when I started traveling, I felt home in different places or hearing people's stories from, different countries.
Do you know where you're ethnically from?
Yeah, it's quite diverse. So I did a DNA test probably maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, and it spans everything from kind of like Africa, Middle East, like Arab Peninsula, right down into like South Asian culture.
You were born for travel.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. And what's been your best experience so far in terms of travel? Which is the place or city you think that shaped you the most?
Well, there's two, I guess, that stand out. One immediately I'll talk about is Bali in Indonesia as a whole. I mean, it's huge, but I've now gone to Bali about 4 or 5 times. And especially as like an entrepreneur, when it's so intense, I've worked like an entire year knowing that I had 30 days that I booked off that I could spend in my kind of paradise. And I would still work and stuff like that, but it really became like just exactly like another home. So that is one place that's like I really love. And then the other one, because it instigated all this, was Vietnam. So 2018, I'd been at Lion King working backstage for about 15 years.
You've really done a lot of the big musicals.
Yeah.
It's amazing,
No, it's been good. So I took a sabbatical because it had been so long. I asked for some time off. I'd actually started Good Coffee as a farmer's market stall.
Okay.
But I didn't know exactly what it was. So I spent the summer kind of like creating a few drinks and all this. And then I went to Vietnam that December, about a month before I was due to go back to work. And then I literally I'd gone out, I'd been drinking a bit too much. The next day I was walking around, I just wanted something refreshing. And I'd gone down this little back street alley. And there was a cafe and I looked at the sign, it just said lemongrass sparkling coffee. And I was just staring at it thinking, what? And then I literally, my eyelid went down and the guy, maybe it's the barista, the owner, he sort of come out, he said, I've just put that on the menu today. Like, do you want it? And I was like, yeah, go on, let me try it. And I watched him and he went to the back to the machine, glass, ice, sparkling water, kind of like half shot coffee lobbed in, and then a lemongrass straw, which they do with so much out in Vietnam.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it was, I literally took a sip and I was like, light bulb type thing. I was like, how have I never had this? It was so simple, it's refreshing, it was like fruity. And that's when I said to myself, I was like, this is what I wanted good coffee to be. But that is 2018.
Yeah. And I think you've come in a good time now to be like heavily promoting it because the alcohol culture is dying now. People, I mean, we do sober raves here all the time and we get drinks from like all the kombucha brands and the new feel-good drinks being sent to us for,
I've been to a coffee culture, like amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. But what actually, because you started this or thinking about this before you went to Vietnam. So what was that actual real spark? When did that come, like the seed planted in your head?
So I actually launched a coffee kombucha. Okay. So I launched the UK's first coffee kombucha. Okay. But imagine this 8 years ago, the best part of 8 years ago, if I said to you like coffee kombucha, you'd probably be like, I mean, kombuchas are only really broken through here in the last couple of years. If you added coffee to that, now it would just about, I think it would be cool. Yeah. There's one other brand that I know really well that's doing like their own one, a couple of like limited edition version. But I decided quite early on that product is being compromised like throughout. Most people produce kombucha. It's not really real. It's not really beneficial. And I thought, I'm not going to put effort and energy into something that I don't really believe in. Yeah. So when I had this, I was like, it was simpler. It just spoke to me. Yeah. And that's, I didn't get there straight away. I spent the next 5 years kind of running a pop-up coffee bar that I built out of this old bed. Oh, wow. Experimenting with coffee and flavors.
Which market was that again?
So I did a market in Woolwich for many years where I'm based, called the Royal Arsenal Farmers Market.
And it went well there? Did you get good response?
It basically has taught me pretty much, so much stuff from building. Like I left Lion King like on a Sunday, right? I got my dog called Barley on a Monday and my life was changed. I had no real income. I was sort of now starting like on this idea. had, my friends were all wrapped up in like the social scene of theatre. So I had to start a new little life, I guess. Yeah. So that farmers market, I built up a whole new community. I kind of learned how to do business. I've got support from Greenwich has been amazing as a borough. So it's the last 5 or 6 years has been brilliant. And then it kind of culminated. I got nominated for Best New Business just earlier this year.
That's amazing. I mean, obviously business is not easy. What's been your biggest challenge in learning from that?
I think, look, you'll know, and probably, all your guests you speak to, the challenges never stop.
Yeah.
Like from morning to late at night, there's something, that kind of needs, addressing, solving, or just doing, completing, and there's not that much, it's not much time. You kind of run out of time. So the challenge for me in this latter part is now kind of trying to work out how do I strategically like kind of focus better. I'm quite like an ideas person. Yeah. It's taken a long time to get this together. Now I think I've got an amazing product, and I really am trying to teach myself to be better at business, I guess.
Where do you see this going? What's the dream?
Well, it sounds like trite, but from very early on, I see this. I want this to be like a globally recognized brand. And when I say this, I mean, if I turned up at something like Singapore airport or in Dubai and I got off the plane, I would love to see this as an option. I see it as like an adventurous, this is for those people that like discovery.
Coca-Cola. Would you see it as big as that?
It's not really about being next Coca-Cola. It's about like, I guess, availability. Okay. I would love people to have that choice. Yeah. It's a very like, it's a new unique twist really between like energy and ready to drink coffee. They're two sectors that are absolutely booming. But in each, there is a lot of like, whether it's additives, sugars, kind of fake flavorings, there are some good options out there, but I'm using coffee really as an element to like naturally energize in a kind of more balanced way.
So would you say you're more like mission driven than trying to get, the big name out there?
I'd say it's both. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It is both. Like I asked myself this maybe like, a few months back, just like what has possessed me to keep going about putting some sparkling coffee in a tin? Do you know what I mean? When you sort of think about it, it's like mad. Yeah. But when I think like what really is like driven me, and it's what I'm putting in here, like the message has come back to feel good energy, which I've really settled on recently.
And what's your dream collaboration with the Good Coffee?
I don't know. I'm very like questions like it's kind of a big question, but I'm not sure I think in those terms. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? The way I work is kind of like I just love meeting people. I love when there's like, just authentic, like you get on, you have a laugh, you see the world. You don't necessarily have to see it in the same way, but you see it in an aligned like acceptance way. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Aligned energies.
Yeah. So collaboration for me could come anywhere at any time. It's more of a giving from,
Okay, so you never
people.
thought, I want this celebrity to endorse my drink, or I want this, supermarket, like I want Holland & Barrett to stock me. You've never really... You're a go with the flow present person, would you say?
Kind of, but I'm much more on a human level. So these are my collaborations, right? So I'll give you some examples. So when I was at the Lion King, like 2015, no one was really discussing behind the scenes. So Luna's over there. Yeah. The amount of work she's probably put in to get this set up.
Exactly, no, for sure.
Around that time, people weren't talking about people behind the camera or backstage of theatre. And I took on this project. It was an idea I had, and I photographed every single person in that building in the Lyceum, right? Yeah. I kind of went at a sort of time, maybe they were putting in a makeup, maybe they were locking the doors at the end of the night. So every person, I created this book that told the story of like a kind of day in the life. And Disney at first, they were like, okay, yeah, you can do it. And then once they saw some of the photos and what it was, they was like, oh, this is really good. Yeah. And they ended up commissioning it, paying me some money, which I donated to charity. And then they gifted that book worldwide to about like 300 staff members around Disney Theatrical.
That's amazing.
So my collaborations are always, I like to encourage people and try and like raise just us every day, people. I've never really been like idolized. Like, whilst I respect successful people, I don't really idolize them. I kind of usually idolize people like yourself or a lady that ran the local yoga studio. She was always so nice to everyone. She built up like 4 hot yoga studios, you know, successful bit. And I was like, oh, I'd love to be like her. She's really cool.
And that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to know, like, what motivates you? What do you feel like your purpose is? Because I feel like you've got so much meaning behind everything you do.
Oh God, yeah. I don't know. What is my purpose? Do you know what? It's funny. I was going to ask you this a similar thing because, you know, Kasa Connect, you know, a lot of where I go or a lot of what we see is all kind of based around community building now. And I was like thinking like, what's driving everyone like to do this?
Yeah, I'm more than happy to answer. So for me, this is all about connection because I think that the one thing I experienced was loneliness when I started building Kasa. In the first 3 months, I did enter my first kind of a little bit of a depression, which I don't really openly talk about, but I'm happy to. And that's because being a solo founder, I was coming to work 7 a.m. every morning. Obviously, I had my team of baristas, but it was just really imposter syndrome. Yeah. You meet a lot of people, but at the same time, you're just working really on your own, making every decision on your own, then going back home. And then I was in a partnership. My family lived abroad at that time. Everyone, like my world was like dispersed. So it was really just loneliness. And so I picked myself up through hearing other entrepreneurs share their story and their hardship. And that really gave me that sense of purpose to want to build community and connection.
Exactly. I think, and this is why I suspect it's not an accident that now like so many people, you know, thrive or just want to seek that out. Do you know what I mean? And,
I know, it's true.
You know, I think it's similar. There's similar elements for me there. But, you know, I want to do it through the medium of like, I want people to pick this up and not necessarily know. Well, they won't know all the stuff that's got into it. Do you know what I mean? Basically, for me, these are kind of like a canvas, really. Yeah. So, you know, this is my voice, you know, my feelings. In here, I've got a canvas of this amount of space. Do you know what I mean? And this is how I'm talking to people. So, yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's fun. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. The best thing to do is to have fun. And I feel like everything just falls into place with your business. That's what I feel.
Let's hope so.
It will for sure. I mean, you have entered a challenging space in terms of the fact that sparkling coffee is really unique. And you probably have to convince people and educate people to try it and pick it up in the first place because people are kind of used to going for their comfort zone drinks.
Yeah. No, I totally hear you. But actually, I was thinking about this, and for me, it's actually quite exciting because it's not really a hard sell. Well, 2 points to your question. The drinks market is moving at like breakneck speed. There's new drinks like 2 a day, do you know what I mean? Going out, sure. So when I actually look at what I've created and see that there actually isn't anything really like this or done like I've done, I'm pretty like pleased with that. I'm proud of that. But actually, it's not a hard sell. Back to that is when I tell people, they're like, what? And they light up. And whether or not they get it, don't get it, it provokes like a reaction.
Why do you think they light up?
Because people's minds are like coffee, soda, sparkling drinks, sparkling coffee. What? Like sparkling coffee. Like it's that collaboration of those things that it's almost like me 7-8 years ago. The same thing. My head tilted and I was like, what? Trying to work out what it would be. Yeah.
And are you stocked in any of the supermarkets? How can people buy
No, not supermarkets. We're not there yet. I wouldn't be going to supermarkets just yet. So we're building out from Southeast London. Yeah. So we've got about 15 independents now, like local cafes that have been stocking for probably like the last like 2 or so months from our launch. All have now been reordering, getting really great feedback. We're in like co-working spaces. We've got meetings with like office pantry suppliers. We just were sent out in, you know, travel box to all some of the biggest travel buyers in the industry, including like BA, Eurostar, all those kind of things.
Wow,
so Virgin Atlantic.
Big,
yeah, so it's getting out there. A lot has happened in, you know, a few months. So
how many people are on your team? Don't tell me you're managing all of this on your own.
So it's interesting. I'm a solo founder, 100%. So are you a solo founder?
I am.
Yeah. So what you know is, if you don't do something, it doesn't tend to get done. But like you've built some support up, right? And like myself, that's what I've started to do.
Okay.
I had great support from Greenwich. So I had a business advisor, had some grants, had, just the community to kind of bounce WhatsApp groups, all that kind of stuff. But none of those people were going to do what I needed to do.
Exactly.
So now I have, a couple of people that are starting to like help me in different areas.
Okay, nice.
Which is really good.
And are you looking to raise?
100%. I think anyone should know, like drinks business like this, it ultimately will take probably millions to get it to where I would like it to go.
Because it's large MOQs for the supermarkets, if that's what you think where you want to be next.
Yeah, I've got a big focus on export as well, actually. So from day one, we've had a lot of interest from the Middle East and also called the Benelux region. So Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, who the markets are probably a little bit further ahead than here.
Yeah, and I can also imagine the Middle East being really keen because they're obviously not that into alcohol. So these drinks are a good replacement.
Well, they have a bit of complexity about them as well. We're selling actually in Club Soda. So I don't know if you know Club Soda in Drury Lane. They're like one of the biggest like mindful organisations globally, and they kind of back and support kind of low drinking. So our chai spice and vanilla is there, and it's going down well. It's a really good like social alternative.
What you've done requires risk, right? Would you say you've always been a bit of a risk taker?
Risk taker. I think I just don't view it like that. I'm just like someone that was like, let me do that. Let me do that. Do you know what I mean?
You work off gut and instinct?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. I think that's what I've had to curtail probably more is trying to not let instinct and emotion kind of rule everything, but still remain like maybe the 90%.
Yeah. Have you ever felt like giving up?
You sort of, but very rarely.
And how did you get yourself out of it when you did feel like that?
Well, I did have a moment like that, not actually that long ago, but I think I was just wondering. I really sort of was just doing so much. And I think I was just wondering, like, what is, like, where are the end points?
Yeah.
Like, I was actually saying to someone today, like, I'm not great at goal setting. I can continue, like, pushing this vision, I guess, that I have inside. But specific goals, I'm not often going, that's completely done, achieved. So I have to look back and go, actually, how did I even do all this? This is, it's when you break it down, the amount of work is insane to do certain elements, do this, get there. So I've obviously like achieved, a reasonable amount for myself. But I don't know, it's mad, isn't it?
I'm sure it's going to be amazing, your journey further along the line. What's unique about Kasa is that it's filmed in like Kasa Connect, it's filmed in a cafe, right? I do want to ask you, apart from your drink, what is your go-to coffee break drink?
Coffee break. Every day, really, I have like either a hot coffee or matcha latte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
do you have a preference between coffee and matcha?
I really love matcha at the moment, to be honest. Yeah, I do. I've lived it for a long time, like way before when people kept saying it's like earthy and all that. So
tastes like grass.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I always describe myself as naturally inclusive. Like all this like thing of like, just be nice to people, be open, give people opportunities if you can.
So do we see a sparkling matcha coming along anytime soon?
No. It's the company is called Good Koffee.
No, I prefer coffee to matcha anyways. I mean, I love matcha, don't get me wrong, but coffee's still my number one.
No, we'll let the guys who do matcha stick to that. I'll just enjoy it when I fancy it.
And what's one of like the best piece of advice you regret not taking?
Oh, okay.
This is something we ask all our guests because we find it very interesting.
Yeah, you kind of switched it. Best piece of advice I regret not taking. I don't know, because I'm not that strong-headed where I would be like, no, like, if people say something, this is what happens. If someone wants to tell me something, I'm more than happy to listen and let it kind of resolve inside myself. Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, you would probably not create this. I wouldn't have created this if you're forever pushed off course by other people's opinions. Do you know what I mean? So I accept anything anyone's got to say, and I will let it, and I will ask myself, does it feel true to me? And if it sort of doesn't, a few days later, by that time, it's probably kind of...
You're giving me like a very calm Zen vibe.
Am I?
The reason why, the next question I want to ask is, do you meditate?
Maybe not in the way that you've kind of said it, but I've always been active in sports. Like I did martial arts as a kid, taekwondo. Taught me like a huge amount of discipline. Went into dancing. I thought that was very similar. Did many years of hot Bikram yoga, which actually that's my moving meditation, they call it. And then more recently, I've started like breathwork the last couple of years.
Okay.
So I think that has been quite life-saving to dissipate this built-up stress. And I'd like to say, like yesterday actually, I've started a Feel Good Energy series.
Okay.
And it's a bit ad hoc at the moment.
What is the series about?
So this first one actually has been 4 breathwork sessions, and I have my 2 friends from Bali. So on TikTok, we did a live session yesterday at 8 a.m. It was our first, experimental thing. We were just talking. The theme was change, actually. My change, I explained from theatre to this. Their change from personal trainers over to living in Bali. And then they did a 15-minute breathwork session. Nothing sort of complex, just nice and easy. And this is what I'm trying to bring together.
Yeah, you know what I love? It's not just that you're selling a product. I think you're really building a community with all of this. Like that has great synergies.
Yeah. I've always I just have always felt like an outsider in life, if I'm honest with you. And I think that's it. And I think, it's almost like building this, I can see being part of it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's my makeup that there's like this hole, that adoption, when I've looked at it, there's like this tiny hole inside me that I've always tried to fill a little bit. But I think the more I've learned to go out to be yourself, go by your own convictions, it kind of lessens.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of the entrepreneurs that come on here have had a difficult time in their life or a struggle. And one of them, Amardeep, was actually just saying that for him, a question he asks every person he's trying to hire is, tell me the most difficult thing you've experienced. Because for him, he feels like if someone's experienced difficult times, they'll be a good fit because they'll have that resilience, that determination, that drive, that purpose. Do you agree with that?
I agree with it in principle, but I don't actually think that I'm someone that's had hugely difficult times. I've had some difficult times, family sickness, but when I look at what some people have gone through in life, I'm I'm okay. I have my own relative difficult times.
Yeah. So the final question we ask all our guests, because Kasa Connect is primarily about connection, like we spoke about. Connection is so important to us. How can the audience and listeners connect with you, and what's something you'd like from them?
Well, that's a simple question. So to connect with me, you can go through anything. Like if I'm taking you practically, go to the website, see what we're about, Instagram. And then if you so wish and want to send me a DM, obviously I respect it.
And you do a lot of events?
Yeah, we do some pop-ups. Yeah. We're in the flow of a few. We did one last week at work.life, but it's very just really trying to arrange stuff as we're going at the moment. We're doing a local kind of summer social, hopefully with a big gym.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot around Bermondsey.
And what is it that you'd want from the listeners, if there's anything?
I think it'd just be great. Yeah, be great. Just follow us. If you're interested in the products, interested in me, interested in what we're trying to do, it's always good to have you guys on board and support.
Thank you so much, Chris. Really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you so much.